All right, check 1 2 1 2. We're checking again the live once again here with our folks. Seems like we're good to go. I got good sound and I have some good video. All right, we are now on, and let's make sure people from the Discord get their alert, and let's remind them that I am live in case they want to come in and um, kind of pitch in and let us know, what's going on with their trading, and just to alert folks because some people don't get the alert on YouTube. So here we are once again. All right, some of our favorites had earnings, and a lot of opportunity out there. A lot of opportunity. Just it's all about knowing where to go and how you're going to strike, right? Um, Let me fix this camera a bit, make sure that I am, in fact, getting a straight shot. And we're live. All right. Welcome, simpletons and degenerates. Good morning. I am the Savage of Wall Street. Here we are live once again. And, earnings season, right? We're very excited. I'm extremely excited because things that I just thought were going to happen are happening. And although it's really hard to try to guess the market, right, and time the market based on past performance, sometimes you can have an educated guess on how things are going to pan out, especially if you've been trading a specific stock for years. You get a good feel for it, right? So here we are. Today is August the 6th, 2025, and one more day of trading um, as we speak. So what do we got here? Mando, number 5, is number 1. He's got his crown. Good morning. Double D is saying yes. Mando number 5 is saying good morning, Savage. Good morning, Mando. Good to see you again. Bobby Atkinson is saying, ooh, that SMCI begging for a cash secure put. I like it. I think that the 45 cash secure put to October is giving around 10% right now. Beautiful strike. That's a perfect strike if you're trying to get those shares. Is there room to come down? Of course, it's already down 20% though. So, it was down 10%, then it's down 5%, now 20%. So like it compounds, right? That stock was like 60 something dollars not too long ago. So it's down 33 to 35% since then. They had earnings. Estimates weren't where they wanted them to be, and the street has spoken. Wall Street has spoken. Um, there's a reason that I sold $45 covered calls out to 2027 and some 50s. I would have been totally okay being wrong and have it just fly. And then, in 2026, maybe in June, I would look for rolling opportunities or for buying back opportunities based on what the market is giving me, right? Again, not trying to time the markets, just reacting to what the market is giving me. And that's what we want. Hector is here saying good morning, good morning, good morning, Bobby. Beatram is here saying good morning. All right, Beatram, good morning. Jay Gill saying good morning, all. Charlie C2 is saying hi, Savage. Hey, everyone. Chase Rosita Parker is in the house. Good morning, Rosita. Kent's mom is in the house. Good morning, Kent's mom. Glad to see you again. Kent's mom is she's a regular, and I appreciate every time that I see her name. She also trades some of the stocks that I trade, and it's good to see just when she makes money. I like to see all the people that are tuning in make money, right? So that's kind of why we're here. Uh, it's Ryan is saying just joining and watching the start. Wow, SMCI is crapping the bed. Whoops. Did someone do put spreads along with SoFi? Well, Ryan, I've actually been saying that, SMCI was running hot and, you know, prepare for a pullback. There's a reason I sold $45 covered calls and $50 covered calls out, leaps. And I took in a big chunk of money. it's working for me right now. I may actually look into buyback opportunities. We'll just see. I'm at 25% on some. I don't know if I want to get greedy, but it's a call that I like to make. And seeing just if I can squeeze a little more money out of it, that would be cool. Let's see. Jeff Glass is here, waving at people saying hi. CKT in the house, saying good morning all. And dude, Face is here saying good morning, Savage. Good morning, everyone else. Let's go indeed, my friends. All right. So give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, right? We're trying to get some traction here so that everyone can, you know, kind of join us and become part of the community that I think it's kind of cool. We are all like-minded individuals, and we all want to make money. We all want to talk about our stocks, and luckily, we all trade around the same stocks. And if you're one of those people that has been on the fence and it's your first time tuning in, welcome. I am the Savage of Wall Street, and I like to talk about my Savage stocks. I hold around 25 to 30 different stocks in my portfolio. Some people have hundreds. I think even 30 is a little much, but a lot of them are stocks that I seldomly trade. I mainly hold, and I write long cash secure puts against or long cover calls, right? And I don't really touch them much. Those are the ones in the 401k, but you can actually do this yourself, at home. If you've been on the fence about getting in the stock market and you want that little push, hopefully I can get you that little push so that you can take control of your life. Take your own future into your own hands. Nobody's going to have a better understanding and a better interest at heart than you when it comes to your finances, right? And that's mainly why I decided to take my money into my hands and generate some dough. I don't see why you should give your hard-earned money to companies like Charles Schwab and other money managers so that they can control your 401ks and charge you a fee even when the market is down and you lose money. I think that's kind of insane. Anyways, good morning, guys. SMCI had earnings and they crapped the bed. We were just talking about that. So let's see what SMCI has got going here. Well, SMCI is down around 20%, I believe. Let's see. All right, here we go. Super Microcomputer is down 21%, actually. It's gotten lower. It was a 46 and change when I saw it. Now it's 45.06. The low of the day is 45.04. So right now we're pretty much scratching the low of the day. Beautiful time for cash secure puts, guys. Again, the way that I trade, for somebody that's new to the channel, I don't go and I buy shares right at market price, just right off the bat. I like to start my positions by doing a cash secure put, and basically what that is I really do believe in a stock, and this is why this bull is out. Although the market is bleeding some, I am fairly bullish. There is nothing more bullish than a cash secure put. And so what you do is you take, a cash amount that equals 100 shares of the stock that you're looking at. And so if it's just for example, say if it's a $10 stock today, 100 of those will be $1,000. So what you're doing is you're taking your $1,000 to your broker. You're saying, hey, I would like to buy this. This is 100 shares of Microsoft. Let's just say that. And I'm putting it here to Mr. Brokerage's account. They're holding it on escrow. I want to buy Microsoft. It's down 10% today, but I'd like to buy it at $9 in 3 months from now. And so someone in the market will give you money for that, right? Someone will say, oh, you want to buy my Microsoft for $1,000 for 100 shares. All right. And then what are you asking? And you'll say, I'm asking for $1 in return. That's like around 10%. And someone in the world of options is going to say, yes, I'll take that bet. I will take that contract. And they will give you $100 so that you can then in turn, 3 months from now, um, buy those shares at $10 a pop. And let's say that day in October, right? Let's just for argument's sake, saying that you chose October. If those shares are 990, 980, 970, then those shares are yours. They're going to put, that's why it's called a put. They're going to put those shares to you. And guess what? You just got a stock that you basically bought for $10, realistically for 90, for $9 or $900, because remember, they gave you a premium, right, to buy the stock. And that's now you're the proud owner of 100 shares of Microsoft. And guess what? Now you can wait for a recovery if you want, or you could write a covered call right out, an $11 covered call. You just bought those shares for 9. You're saying to the market, I want to sell them for 11, and then I want to get paid for that. So you sell what's called a call. 100 shares you're selling. So you're making $100 right off the bat. You're basically saying, you already made 10% on cash your put. Now you want to make another 10% by selling for 11. But remember, you really bought for 9. So you're actually making more than 10%, right? And if that pans out and you sell those shares, you just, on both sides of the trade, you made money. And the greatest thing is that 90% of options die worthless. So that option that you sold, 90% chance is going to die worthless. You get to keep the premium, and then you sell again. You sell another call later on. And that's exactly what I do. I don't like to buy the stock outright. So SMCI, I wouldn't buy outright right now, but I would definitely do $40 cash secure puts. The $40 cash secure puts for October 17th on SMCI are giving you $490 right now. You could actually go at the ask at $495, but I think $490 is the best bet. You're getting over 10%. You're basically putting $4,500 down, right? When you buying those shares, you're saying, I'm going to go at the money, buy them at 45, but I like some money for my troubles. And guess what? You're going to get $490 today. Now, that's a great buy. That's a great entry point. You're basically buying a really good stock, a good company with a good future under $40. What is wrong with that? Absolutely nothing. And that's what I'm looking at. That's the opportunity that I'm looking at when it comes to SMCI. You can do a $45 cash secure put for 1017. Or if you want to be a little more cautious, we can go to 40. You can do a $40 cash secure put. You could ask for $200, $265 right now, and someone will give it to you. And if you want to go and get a little more money for a $40 strike, you can go to January 16, and you can buy a $40 put, or sell a $40 put, I'm sorry, for $475 right now. What is wrong with that? You're getting 12, 13% off right off the bat. And you can be the proud owner of SMCI under $36 a share. That is crazy. That is crazy. But this is exactly what opportunity looks like. And that's why this bull is back here. Because I am fairly bullish. I'm very, very bullish. Whenever I see the market down, I go and I strike. Because I know that it's going to recover. This is why I'm bullish. And it's companies that I want to buy anyways, and I've already bought, so now I can just add to my position, and I can use those $465, and I could buy 10 shares right now. What? And then I add it to my portfolio. If it ends up recovering, well, guess what? And now I got 10 shares that are going to go up in value, and I'm going to keep doing this cash secure put business until I accrue another 100 shares, and then I'll write a covered call against them. Hopefully going to 2027 and bringing in a lot more dough. That's how you skin this cat, my friends. That's how I do. All right. So let's see here. Ricardo Canales is saying, Savage. Dude is saying, Savage, have you thought of using some of the cash or some of the hashtags for the stocks you are covering? That might bring in more people looking for him. You know what? Um, I had not thought about that. Dude, that's a great idea. Yeah, like hashtag SoFi, hashtag SMCI, hashtag ASTS, hashtag Unity. Absolutely. Dude, thank you for reminding me. I used to do that for credit cards. I don't know why I hadn't thought about doing that here. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Charlie is here saying, good morning, everyone. What's going on, Charlie? Wing Commander Saga is in the house. Tovin, good morning, my dude. What is going on, man? Another day of trading. That's what we got going. Wing Commander is actually in Europe, guys. Just so you guys know, we are international. We are international, and the guy is trading from Europe, I believe, and making money all over the world. And this is one of the things that I love about trading and investing is that you're not pinned down to where you live. You can actually go anywhere in the world, wherever you have some good, internet connection, and you can make money. You can make good dollars just traveling. One of my favorite stories that I like to talk about is, a few years back when it clicked, is I was in Hawaii, on Waikiki Beach with my wife and my children, and they were having fun, just splashing water and playing in on the beach. My wife is laughing with them. They're just laughing and splashing water at each other. I'm over here drinking a Mai Tai and trading. And I sold some covered calls, and I was just like, they ended up triggering, and I was just like, holy shit, I just made a few $1,000s while sitting on the beach having a drink and watching my kids play with my wife, having fun, laughing. Like, it just clicked. That was my eureka moment. And if I can do that, any of you can do that. And my hope is that I may, give some people some ideas. Just like Dude just gave me an idea. That's what this community is about, right? So that we can give each other ideas and help look at things from different perspectives sometimes. And someone may actually have insight into some unknown stock we haven't heard about. Kind of like when I told people about I think C3.ai. No one had thought about that. Nobody had really seen it. Nobody knew. They were asking all these questions, and I just told them this is what the company does. Look into it. It's a really good company. And now people have been trading AI for the past year or two, bringing in ridiculous amounts of premiums and just buying covered calls back and then selling cash secure puts. It's a cash machine. It's like an ATM that just keeps on giving. It goes up to like the 30s, comes back down to mid 20s, goes back up to like 35, 40, comes back down to the 20s, and it's just yo-yoing all the time. It's a dream. It's a writer's dream having a company like C3.ai to write against. Anyways, just an example. Um, it's Ryan saying, have you guys seen SoFi October $20, $19 put spreads? Isn't SoFi worth $20 for cash value anyways? And a 37-cent spread. I don't want to do spreads, man. I honestly, you could just write cash secure puts against SoFi. So right now, SoFi is down, right? It's 21 bucks and 26 cents. If you really want SoFi, dude, why not just go to October? Sell a put. It's $21. Sell a $20 put, bring in a 140. What's wrong with that? I mean, 7% is what you're bringing in. It's not. I mean, SoFi is one of those tickers that is going to give you a ridiculous amount of premium when it's close to earnings. This is why I sell 3 months down the road, because earnings are every quarter, right? And that's why I take up that volatility and I bring in a lot. And then times like these, when the premium starts decaying, right, because the IV crush has happened, I go in like a month and a half later, a month later, and I buy back my cash secure puts for like 80%, 70% profit. I don't have to wait till the expiry date, because in half the time I've made 70, 80%. I'm not going to waste the other, month and a half. I'm just going to take my money and run, take it off the table, because anything can happen, right? And then I'll look for opportunity again. And so that's how I do. So let's see here. Oh, and you guys ran away with this. Win Commander saying Microsoft for $9 before they split. Those were the days. Bobby Atkins said the same, looking like all day drain on SMCI. Perhaps tomorrow or Power Hour is the better time to make a right. I mean, that's that's your prerogative, and I think that's fair. I mean, I know where the stock is at now, right? Nobody can tell me what's going to happen, 4 hours, 5 hours from now. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I know for a fact right now, SoFi is 21.28. I know for a fact right now, this moment, SMCI is 45.14. Now, can it go lower? Brother, it's already gone down 21%. Is it going to go down to 25%? It can. But I don't think those cash secure puts are going to bring in as much money, just because the ID crush is going to start happening, right? And so, I mean, it's already down $12 in one day. And it's been down for the past week here and there. So 2 weeks. I mean, I feel very comfortable selling a cash secure put, for October or January 2026, and bringing in $5 for a $45 strike. So essentially buying it, for $40. The stock was just at 70 something, right? So it's showing you what it can do. The stock was 66.44 was the 52-week high. So that would make it down $21. That's 33% or more. I mean, can it go lower? Of course it can go lower, but the time to strike, at least according to me, not financial advice, obviously, would be now and bring in a boatload of cash. You have, $10,000. You want to bring in, $900 right now, today. You can do that. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen in an hour from now, right? It could just be one of these that it's, like you're saying, it's bleeding for like an hour or two, and then a huge buy comes in. And that's what happens. SoundHound is down 3.85%. I think it's a great stock to ride on. Ooh, I got my food. Thank you. You're welcome. All right. I got my coffee and my food. I'm ready to go. All right, here we go. All right. Oh, my back is throbbing a little bit this morning, guys. You guys are gonna have to excuse me. Well, that's hot. Whoa. I took a pain pill like half an hour ago, so if I do get it's the medication. SoundHound is down 4%. It's 1073 this moment. Let's see what it's doing. SoundHound, it's another cash cow, right? $10 cash secure put for SoundHound right now for September 19th. Okay, can bring you in 10%, $1. Put away $1,000, bring in 100. Great, right? SoundHound is another one of the companies that I like to play the cash secure put game on, because it's the same thing as AI. It goes up and down, up and down. It's so volatile that the premiums are, for the most part, mostly juicy all the time. And I add to my position whenever I get put those shares. And I sell a covered call when it goes up like 15, 20% in a day. And you keep playing that game until those shares either get called away or get put to you. So you make money on both sides of the coin. And even on really boring days, you make money because that decay is happening to the theta, right? That time value is shrinking. So there's so many ways to make money in this market, and it's all about taking your opportunities. Um, so again, SOUN, SoundHound. It's maybe you guys want to have a look see. The October 17th cash secure put is bringing you in 130. Now, that's a whole month, right? For 30 cents. I would like to go to September 19th and bring in 10%. And then on September, right on October, and bring in another 10%, right? Um, that is if the stock stays here. It can always go up, it can always come down. But what's for sure is that right now you can bring in 10%, writing out a month down the line. That's a great right. Bringing in 10%. What bank is going to give you 10% for your money? No bank. Um, let's see, what other babies do we have? Navitas Semiconductor, NVTS. I think I saw some cash and puts yesterday. And today, let's see, September. If you were to look at the Navitas is 662 at this moment. The $6 cash secure put is bringing you 50 cents. Between 45, which is the bid, 555 is the ask. You could go right in the middle, and at 50 cents, you can probably sell a contract. You want to go a little further out, you could do a $6 cash secure put for $1.25. $1.23, $1.25 going to January, bring in basically 20%, right? And the stock is at 661. So we'd have to come down another, 62, 63 cents to be in the money. This is all time premium at this point, right? Take advantage of what the stock is giving you and make your money. Let's see what Red Cat is doing. Red Cat is actually down today. And I have some $8 cash secure puts on it. I brought in $2.15 for those cash secure puts. They're 185 now. Great. I'm daring the market to put those shares to me. I also have I believe a $10 cash secure put that I went out to October with. That one is underwater because I got 185 for it, and it's 225, so it's down 21% at this moment. But I mean, getting the shares at 885 because my break even price is 815 actually. Not terrible at all. Not terrible at all. The stock is 961. It would have to come down to 815, right? So right now, if I got put those shares at this moment, I'm laughing because I'm already making money. The stock is 963. They're gonna put $10 shares to me, and they gave me 185. That's why we take those big premiums, right? I'm basically I made 18.5% of premium on this. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see here. What is TeraWolf doing today? TeraWolf is up to 512. Again, 450 cash secure puts. I was calling it yesterday, right? And I actually sold a couple. I got $92 in credits per contract. I'm up 4.5% already. Beautiful. Let time happen, right? We can't rush time. There's some people get anxious, some people get nervous, and then they start seeing their portfolios fluctuate from plus 10% to minus 20. Those days that you get nervous and that you're just like, it's hard for you to pick a zone. It's okay to take the day off, right? Today, I'm not making many moves, by the way. I'm making a couple of moves, but I've already made my moves. At this point, I'm just letting time happen. I have a ridiculous amount of contracts that are going to expire 9/19. Everything that I have for August, I already closed because I wanted to take advantage of that time premium, right? And I got SQQQs that are going to expire 9/19. I got Riot, Archer, AI, NVTS, Rivian, RXRX, Bull, and RCAT. Sorry, GME. So all those are expiring 9/19. I also have Octobers now. I've been writing Octobers for a few weeks. And then I have gaps, close some Novembers, and now I'm out to 1/16/26 on others. So, that's how you do this. Um, it's not rocket science, and anybody can do it. You just have to find what works for you, right? And you try to do your best to outperform the market. To which I may have to say, um, I'm actually outperforming the market like a mofo this year. It's like a lot, like a lot, like more than 60%. I mean, we're only in August, and I'm already outperforming the market by 60, more than 60%, 62%. Now, this my approach is very conservative. As you guys can see, I wait for extremely red days, and I sell cash secure puts at, like, if not in the money, I go down 10%. One strike zone down or two sometimes, and I go out in time and I ask for premium, right? And if I get put those shares, I get cheapies. That's what I call them, my cheapies. Nothing wrong with being frugal in the market, and I call it being smart. Just, I mean, who doesn't want, to buy a stock like Amazon for $100, right? It could come down to $100. It's like in the 170s right now or something. But what if it took a hit to like the 130s, 120s? Then you can sell $100 cash secure puts or 110s, and you can bring in premium, which would make your cost basis even lower. Now you're having a stock that's an amazing stock to have, and you bought it for like a discount. I love deep discounts. I actually have some 190 Tesla puts that I sold like a year ago, and I brought in a ridiculous amount of premium. And those are just, actually, no, it's they're not 2027. They're 2026. I believe they're December 2026. But the point is that I brought in a ridiculous amount of premium. And I am honestly, I'm hoping the Tesla is like 185, because I would like to have 200 shares of Tesla, and I for 190. But really, my cost basis would be like 150 because I got like a ridiculous amount of premium. Probably less, I think like 140. So who wouldn't want Tesla for 140 at this moment, right? You can do that. You just have to pick your strike, and you have to take, you need the capital, obviously, right? But this is why I tell people, work as much as you can, put in as many hours possible, while investing, because you can put a nice amount away, and then just compound with cash secure puts and covered calls. And every time you bring in premium, buy more shares at discounts. I also say, make it real. Make the money real by, taking some of that money as well and spending it with your significant others, going out to a restaurant, going out on a nice trip, and finance it with covered call money and cash secure put money, so that you can make it real. And then you're like, it makes sense, man. It makes sense. I mean, I can't explain to you how wonderful it is when I take trips and I know that they're being paid for, but not by my hard-earned money. They're being paid for by cash secure puts, premium and covered call premium that dumbass, silly rabbit gamblers are paying. And I got a shout out to the gamblers out there buying my puts and my cash and my covered calls. I appreciate you guys very much, because you guys make it worthwhile. Let's see here. What do we get? What do we get? So, to do the same, just rolled some covered calls this morning on MSTR. Bought back my 380, sold another one, and tripled my money just rolling in a week. At the same time, strike. Um, I like the weeklies on MSTR. You know what? If weeklies are your thing, I think that's great. But you notice how you're bringing in 39 cents 41 cents and so on and so forth. I like dollars, man. I like not saying that I don't bring in, 90 cents, sometimes 75 cents, but on a cheap stock. But MSTR, I would be bringing in money, like money. Go down 2 3 months down the road, and then just bring in a big chunk of cash, and then take that, and I would do some cash secure puts on SMCI, and then bring in more money. On premium money, you're now using it to go and say to the market, I want to buy those shares, and then you're bringing premium on top of that, and then that premium you can use to pay bills, pay your phone bill, um, pay your car note, pay your mortgage. Oh my God, paying your mortgage, like that's key, man. That's really really key. All right, what we got? Do this trading on a pop. I will roll and out 2 months or more. That's how I like to do. I only really can trade Wednesday. I have an active job where I can't focus on my. Perfect. That makes sense, dude. That makes sense. JJ in the house saying, "Good morning, folks." It's Ryan in the house saying, "Using leverage for a smaller account can't write straight cash puts all day." You know what I mean? Well, that's exactly why I say, if you can work as much as possible to make money and dump it in the stock market, man. Especially if you're younger, because I'll tell you this, man. Having this back injury, it really hits home. Like I don't want to be doing this when I'm like in my 60s. I don't want to be. I would like to be traveling. You know, um, I just, I mean, I see why, but there's people that work, since they were 18, 16 years old till they're like 75, and then they push retirement because they work. That's all they do, and they retire at 75, 70, and then they die within 2 years. I mean, dude, that's sad. You work your whole life so that you can enjoy retirement, and then you die. And I'm trying to enjoy the fuck out of my retirement. If I could retire by like mid 50s, early 50s, that would be awesome. And then I would just, take care of my health. I would try to go to the gym often. I would eat a lot better. And then because of medication, right? I mean, I'd be able to afford some good medications if I needed them. And I like to travel. I like to travel. I love Latin America. I love Asia. I love Europe, man. So, I even told my wife, um, I would love to buy a house in Japan. Japan has some really cheap houses right now. They have this issue with people that are, retiring and selling their homes because they have no offspring. They made a decision to not have kids because they wanted, again, to just work their whole life, right? That was like their main thing. And then, that train sailed, the kids train sailed and or left the station. And now they have no offspring, nobody to leave any other belongings with them. So they're just selling their homes and retiring and traveling. Um, so there's like a surplus of housing. I've seen houses as cheap as like $5,000 in Japan. I shit you not, guys. And I would tell my wife, wouldn't it be so awesome to buy a house in Japan for like $30,000, $40,000, like a 6 bedroom house, right outside of Tokyo, and then like fix it real nice and have that be our summer home or like a winter home, where we can take the kids after school, right, and vacation, and it's our home. And I also would love to buy a house like in Europe. Like imagine having a house like somewhere somewhere like in Spain, right, or Portugal, buy a house there and have rotate between your homes. Wouldn't that be awesome? Like you could rotate between your homes, like Japan in the winter or the summer, and then you can do Madrid, or Spain for or Portugal for the summer or the winter, and then you could just travel, like America, um, just because, right? And then go from like 3 or 4 homes that you own, and then live there like a couple of months a year. And when you're not at one of your homes, you can like travel elsewhere and like see the world. And just having that opportunity, I think, to leave something for your children, and just instead of spending money at hotels. Not that I spend money at hotels, but I'm saying, um, and just having that real estate, well, that would be so cool, man. I think that would be a great thing to do. Um, Using leverages on a small account, cash your puts, you know what I mean? I do know what you mean. I like the idea of put credit spreads because of leverage and margin requirements. Yeah, I don't trade on margin, man. I told you guys I'm cash only, right? And I'd be a hypocrite to say that I don't use margin, but I don't like to I don't like to live by it, right? Um, I think that a cash only account is best, and then growing it right organically, um, because you can get in real trouble going on margin, especially with like when you're doing like poor man covered calls and stuff like that. Like you really, I mean, it's not something that I advise. I do go out of margin, especially to close out cash secure puts when I'm drying powder or covered calls. But I automatically will take those shares and write against them right away, so that I could generate premium, so that I can get out of margin right away. And the same thing with cash secure puts. Sometimes I have I'm dry on powder to buy back cash secure puts on like a ridiculous date where things just spike, and I'm just like shit. So I'll go on margin and I'll close those cash secure puts, right? And then I get back all my premium, all my collateral, and then I'll have all these cash, and then I get out of margin right away within the day, sometimes 2 days. But yeah, I just I fear getting margin called. That's like I know people have blown up their accounts that way, and that's not something that I'm trying to do or I advocate. But if you've been around long enough to where you feel comfortable, you have a large enough portfolio where you're like, you know, going on margin is not going to make or break my bank. I mean, that's what it's there for a reason, right? You can use it to your advantage. Because with $40 credit, I only need $60 to write one of the SoFi's. No, I get it. I totally understand, Tolwyn. Um, the math may be mathing, brother. I just don't. I don't. That's not what I do. But it works for you. I think that's awesome. Kalua Dre saying, morning again. White Feathers in the house. Stop by to give you a thumbs up. Have a good day. Thank you, White Feather. I appreciate it, my brother. It's Ryan Say and I wing. The math is mathing. I just said that. Just not as juicy as a straight cash secure put. Well, that's what it is. Happy Wednesday. Poto's in the house. What up, Poto? Dude is saying, wing, I'm in on SoFi at 1716 to 100 a day because I'm a weenie. Got $20 each. I'll take it. Amen. The whole point of the market is to make money. You're making money, man. Mm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, baby. All right. Let's check out tomorrow the market. Juan Velasquez saying just broke 43.50 SMCI for this Friday and got 51 cents. This downdraft is overdone. Those earnings were good. I don't know why you went down to Friday though. That's so close. 51 cents on that SMCI. Is that a covered call? I don't understand. Is it a cash you can put? Dude is saying, yeah, I went to Japan, Tokyo last year, met up with somebody. He lives outside 40 minutes from Tokyo Center. $1,000 a month is their rent for a 2-bedroom. Yeah, again, why pay $1,000 a month? Just $12,000 a year. When you could buy a good house for $24,000. I mean, that would be two years worth of rent, but it's your house, right? And when you're not there, you could Airbnb it. I think that's a great idea. All right, here we go. Open is down as well. SMCI down 21%. Yeah, it's not moving much from there. Ooh, Upstart. Upstart had earnings and they shut the bed. Down $14. That's 17%. I'd be looking at Upstart. If it comes down to like 40s, yep. That's I honestly I sometimes I wish I wouldn't have put too much weight on SoFi and when I invested in Upstart. But I was trying to get to 10,000 shares as quickly as possible with SoFi, and then I just kept adding. But Upstart, January 26th, cash secure put. It's 68 right now. So if you were to do a 60, you get 878, $878. I think 860 is even too much though. I see it going to 50. Going to 50, I would write some 45s and then just pray to get a sign. I would do that. Yep. Yes, I would. Let's see here. What's QBTS doing today, huh? Where's QBTS? Of course, right now that I'm trying to find, I have so many. There we go. QBTS is down today, 3.5%. It's 1750. D-Wave Quantum, that's QBTS. I've been liking it for a while. $18 put is giving you 460 right now. It's 1768. You could very well go to October and do a $15 cash secure put, expire in October. You put in $1,700, they'll give you $276. Not terrible. I'm gonna go to January. Same thing, $17 is bringing you in $400. That's good too. That's more than 25% to wait until January. If you feel like you want to go lower and you want free money, you can do the $15 cash secure put for QBTS expiring January and bring in almost $3 at this point. So that's almost 20% for your problems. I think QBTS is going to be one of the key quantum computing stocks. I'm very bullish on it. BBAI, what is it doing today? It's down 3. Have you guys noticed everything is down like 3.7%? That's crazy. If you're not down 17 or 18, you're down 3.7%. So this tells me that there's a lot of algos that are triggering today, right? Anyhow, let's see what we got. It was a cash secure put for Friday. I don't think it will go to 43. Why didn't you take a bigger chunk of money? You're putting away $4,300, right? Juan, bring in like fucking 10%. Go to October and bring in $450. You could use that in Madrid. You're going in September the 18th. Juan Velasquez is going to Madrid on September the 18th. Dude, go to Madrid, man. It's beautiful. Go to La Latina. That's an area called La Latina. There's a lot of really good bars. But you obviously, you need to go to the main town square in Madrid. It's awesome. There's actually, I think, by Casa San Miguel, which is like this big glass, like a grocery, but they have it's amazing. Right outside of that, there's an Irish pub where they sell some of the best Guinness I've had in my life, man. And they have really good tapas. So every time you drink a beer, they'll give you a tapa, and as you drink more, they give you a better tapa. And towards the end, we ended up with like some beef ribs. And oh my God, Madrid has some amazing food, some amazing ham. This lady actually, she was so minimalist. I wanted to have like a ham sandwich, and she just gave me ham and bread, and then just put it together. And I was like, "Can I have some mayo or something or ketchup?" And she's like, "What?" She looked at me like I was crazy, and I was just like, "She's like, no, we don't do that." She's like, "You haven't even tried it." So tried it. It's fucking amazing. I also had these. I would say these. They were like snails, marinated in like olive oil and garlic, and then there's some parsley in it. Oh my God, it was freaking amazing. Everywhere in Madrid we went, we were welcomed. People were nice. The food was fucking amazing, and I completely I would so go back. Dude is saying, what card should I get next? Have you experimented with a Robinhood credit card? I have not, but I would try it because it just gives you 3% on everything. However, I don't know what credit card you have now, but American Express Gold Card is my workhorse. Um, we saying Savage is turning. Do, 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 do. Juan Velasquez, I wrote a 45 as well for January 2027. Got $12 for it. Very well done, my friend. I love it. I love it. Yep. Yep. And the great thing is that you can do 3 or 4 of these, right? And you can use that fucking money in Madrid. Imagine paying for all these meals in Madrid, right? And you're like, it's not, none of my money's coming out of my pockets. This is all cash you can put money. It's insane. Uh, Take the family out to a beautiful restaurant like La Botija. That's like the oldest restaurant in Madrid. It's been open since like 1530 or some shit like that. Um, just amazing food. They have this like baby suckling pig. It's fucking the skin is so crispy. Oh my God. Anyways, um, savages, I gotta get going. We gotta go drop off the little one to school. I see La Latina is beautiful. I got Capital with the Quicksilver. American Express Gold Card. I like it, especially if you buy a lot of groceries and go to restaurants. If not, get the Freedom Flex. Freedom Flex with Chase because it's got rotating categories, which you can get 5%, 5x back for every dollar spent every quarter. And then you get 3 points back on groceries and then restaurants and pharmacies. So, yeah, no, it's good. It's great. Like, I love La Gran Via. Thank you for watching Simpletons. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Let's see what the market brings us. I'm loving the people that are making money. I love the fact that people are tuning in. Please give a thumbs up, share, play my videos in the background, please, so that I can get more traction and we can get on more lives. I may go back for Power Hour today. That would be like before closing time, so like around in 3 hours, right? So look for that because I want to see how we close out this market. Until then, I'm the Savage of Wall Street. You simpletons, thank you for watching. I will see you guys in a few hours. You guys have a great day. Keep making money. Let's keep getting rich. Appreciate it, guys. Later.